The October 5th meeting of the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission is called to order at 6:30. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brousseau.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 3, we'll now have roll call led by Associate Analyst Francine Spriegel.
Commissioner Boyajian?
Here.
Commissioner Bernardello?
Here.
Commissioner Brousseau?
Here.
Commissioner Coleheb?
Here.
Commissioner Lee?
Here.
Commissioner Leone?
Here.
Commissioner George McGuigan?
Here.
Commissioner Jed McGuigan?
Here.
Commissioner Ramirez Davis?
Here.
Commissioner Rose?
Here.
Commissioner Sklavenites?
Here.
Commissioner Stein?
Here.
Commissioner Teodorescu?
Here.
Adult Commissioner Nalbandian is not here, and Commissioner Petrus.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move on to item 4, public comments, I'd like to quickly introduce the new commissioners. So Commissioner Nalbandian is not here today, but he is our new one of our new adult commissioners. So hopefully he'll be able to join us for our next meeting. I'd like to go along the line here starting with Commissioner George McGuigan. Introduce yourself with your name, your school, and your grade, please.
Thank you, Commissioner Goleb. I'm George McGuigan. I attend Redwood Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Patty Teodorescu. I go to Westlake High School, and I'm in 11th grade.
My name is Jacqueline Lee. I am currently an 11th grader at Newbury Park High School.
My name is Courtney Brousseau. I'm a freshman at Newbury Park High School.
Thank you. That's all the new commissioners, and they have been joining us for a 2-year term, so that's great. Next, item 4, public comments. Would Commissioner George McGuigan please lead us in this portion of the meeting?
This is a time in our meeting when we invite members of the public to state their concerns about youth-related issues in our city or to present items for commission consideration. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak at this time? Please come to the podium and state your name and city in which you reside. Nathan Gauntz?
Hello. I am here to speak on behalf of Mini Mansions, which is a nonprofit organization located in Thousand Oaks, which serves our homeless and low-income members of our community. On September 22nd, Mini Mansions held a groundbreaking ceremony for their new low-income housing project, which is being built on Hillcrest Drive. This new 60-unit apartment complex will offer affordable housing for low-income, homeless, and near-homeless people in our community. Mini Mansions projects the completion date will be January of 2013. The next Bowls of Hope event will also be held on November 6th in Camarillo. Tickets are available for purchase at Mini Mansions' main office. Community members that would like to host a bowl painting party are encouraged to contact Rick Schroeder at 496-4948, extension 227. If you would like to volunteer with Mini Mansions, please contact their volunteer coordinator, Karen. Her email address is karen@minimansions.org. The Mini Mansions Career Preparation Program will hold their next meeting on Friday, October 7th, where the teams will be working on team building activities. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Commissioner McGuigan. Next, we have the guest speaker portion of our meeting, item number 5. Would Commissioner Bernardello please introduce this portion of the meeting?
Thank you. So today our guest speaker is Mark Watkins, the Assistant City Manager for the City of Thousand Oaks. Mr. Watkins received his undergraduate degree in civil engineering from California State University, Chico, his master's in public administration from California State University, Northridge, and completed the program for senior executives in state and local government at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. Mr. Watkins is a registered civil engineer in California and is the Assistant City Manager for the City of Thousand Oaks. Mr. Watkins was previously the Public Works Director for the city and has also worked for the City of Ventura and the County of Kern. He is an advocate for local government and believes that the city government is a place to get things done. Here to talk to us about local government is Mr. Mark Watkins.
Wow, thank you. And you wrote a beautiful lead-in for me. I appreciate that. So it's a pleasure to be here and talk to you. I'm going to be fairly short. Your chair says I have to be. If he starts going like this, you'll see me tighten it up real quick, right? But I'm going to talk a little bit about local government, who we are, why you want to know a little bit more about us. And then I want to ask you a few questions on maybe what you know about local government, who's considering going into local government as a career. How many of you think about a job in the future and you think, wow, I want to go to work for local government? Excellent. You and I can talk later. The rest of you. Well, I want to explain to you a little bit about what local government is, what it is we do, and why it really is something you should think about. Okay, and all of you must have some interest in your local agency because you're sitting here on the teen commission, and so or youth commission, I'm sorry, and so you're looking at it and you're thinking, wow, I have the ability to make a difference in my community. I can do that at a local level. I can truly see some of the fruits of the labor, some of the efforts that I put into this, and I can get some rewards out of it. That's what local government service is truly all about. So just very briefly, you kind of know maybe who we are. I'll talk about who we are and why you want to work for us, but there's many levels of government. And every day on the front page of the paper, we see what the federal government's up to, right? And they're out there in Washington, D.C., and I'm sure they're doing a lot of important things. But they don't necessarily impact your lives as much on a daily basis as local government does. So local government, we're safety, which police and fire, everybody's aware of that, the safety nets that's out there. Buildings and infrastructure. Who knows what infrastructure is? Go ahead. Throw it out. What's infrastructure?
It's how buildings are structured so that they're safe. Is that something to do with
Yeah,
it?
that's on the building piece. How about the part that the city owns?
Okay. Is there anyone else that wants to answer?
Chair's going to help you out at the end down there. You raise your hand. You know backing out.
Well, infrastructure in the city could be the organization behind how you're building or how you're constructing the buildings. It's like the planning behind it.
Yeah, so you get the planning piece. As the previous public works director, a lot of what I'm thinking about is the fact that you drove here on roads somehow or another, or you walked here on the sidewalks. I look at the roadway, and you guys see a roadway. Maybe you see the striping. What I think about is all the pipelines that are underneath the street. So we operate the water system, the wastewater system, and then we also help with the planning for electrical, gas, storm drains, cable TV. My goodness, you couldn't live without that, right? Your telephone lines, we work on where the cellular towers go, all of those things that kind of help create the modern society that everybody's come to expect and rely on a daily basis are being provided, planned for at the local level. So these are the things that we operate. A lot of that stuff is actually city-owned. So we think about these assets that the city owns, which is the street systems, the storm drain systems. Certainly on days like today when it's raining, you're glad that we don't have the systems that they used to have where you couldn't have gotten here because the roads would have washed out, it would have been flooded, you would have all these other issues. But those things just don't happen today. You're used to a much higher standard of infrastructure, and certainly more in this country than in most. That's being provided to you by your local agencies. In this city, we've got open space. And so we talk about open space. We've got about 50,000 acres within the incorporated boundaries of the city. About 15,000 acres of that is city-owned open space, and open space owned by other governmental agencies. Recreation, we've got the Canal Recreation and Park District. Anybody who likes to have fun for a living, when I say who you want to work for a local agency, raise your hand and go to work for the Canal Recreation and Park District, providing programs, providing the sports leagues, ballet lessons, guitar lessons, taking care of that open space, all the things that really people in the city of Thousand Oaks highly rely on, and it truly contributes to your quality of life. Arts and culture, we're sitting here in the Civic Arts Plaza. Some of our previous city leaders had this vision, and they looked at Thousand Oaks and they said, wow, this is a beautiful community. We're surrounded by open space. We're north of L.A. We've got these beautiful mountain vistas around us. But for quality of life, we don't just want excellent roads and good tasting water and police and fire, but you need to have that quality of life piece, which includes an active arts community. So we've got both the visual arts here, the performing arts, and we built rooms like this very room you're in here today so that you can enjoy those types of things. Our library is truly a world-class library. Is there anybody here who doesn't have a library card? Don't raise your hand. Go over and get yourself a library card. If you don't know the value of this library, go visit a library in a surrounding community. Westlake's got a beautiful library. Camarillo's got a beautiful library. Some of the libraries in this area just aren't as nice. This one is world class, not only for the quality of the structure they've got, but the quality of the materials that they've got inside. If there's anything that you want that they don't have, they'll go out and get it for you. Those are the types of things that local agencies can provide. And then I put down education also. The Conejo Valley Unified School District is top quality. Every one of you, I think, is getting benefit of that one fashion or another. Truly, top quality education coming from the Unified School District. And as you think about all these things, it's not just the services they provide, but since I'm here talking a little bit about local careers and trying to get you thinking in those lines, think about the fact that every one of these things is people, right? I mean, certainly from your perspective, you think of your teachers right off the bat. But, maybe you don't like kids. You don't want to spend all your day in a classroom. There's other things you can do with the school district that are still fun, still very rewarding. And so why public service? And particularly from my point of view, why local public service? And first of all, it's very meaningful, challenging work. You get to see the fruits of your labor on a daily basis. If you live in the city that you work in, you can drive around and see the different things that you're engaged with on a daily basis. It's rewarding. There's a steady demand for services, from the public works end. We always say we are the only ones that you use our services every day. I mean, the first thing you do in the morning typically is take a trip to the bathroom. We operate a wastewater plant. We operate the sewer lines. As soon as you turn the water on, the water that's coming out, we've got chemists that are making sure that water is clean on a daily basis. You never worry about when you take a sip of water, are you going to get sick? In other countries, they worry about those things. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're working for your local agency, you're providing those services, it's immediately rewarding. You can see what it is you're doing. And the learning abounds. And especially, and I'll talk about this a little bit, there's a huge need for young people within the public sector. Let me throw a few numbers up there because I know people always like numbers. But 40 years ago, about 71% of local government managers were 40 years old or younger. And about 26%, right around a quarter, were under age 30. If you fast forward to today, just as recently as 5 years ago, that number had dropped to 13% that were under age 40 and 1% under age 30. And today, City of Thousand Oaks, we've got about 450 employees. We've only got 5 employees under the age of 30. And you think, wow, City, why aren't you hiring younger people? I mean, we should be, right? We need that balance. It's good for an organization to have that balance of young and old and different ideas and what's going on. And there's a number of reasons, but the primary reason is baby boomers. And you've heard about baby boomers, right? That's people like me and Ms. Spriegel here and probably your parents and others. But it's this huge slug of the United States population, about 20% of the overall population that was born right after World War II. And because to accommodate those boomers, cities grew like crazy. So here's the boomers. You've got about 73 million baby boomers that are getting set to retire. A lot of them work in the local public sector. So here's some of the job projections within that area. And the top line is the projected growth in government sector jobs becoming available. Now, it's a little misleading. It makes it sound like we're adding jobs. We're not. This city, for example, we've got about 450 employees. We've actually lost about 85 employees. We've reduced our numbers over the last few years because of the current economic realities and budgets. So we've got fewer employees than ever. But a lot of employees that came to work for local agencies, they came to local agencies and they stayed there for their entire career, and now they're leaving. And so these positions are opening up like crazy. And so there truly are wonderful opportunities within the public sector for those of you who want to work within that area. I'm certainly well aware that not everybody thinks of their local agencies as a place to work. When I was graduating, I didn't realize that a city employed all types of folks. My background was in civil engineering. And then I graduated and realized civil engineering mostly are items that end up becoming owned by a public agency. So we're building water tanks, we're building pipelines, pump stations. What is the most expensive asset do you think this city owns? I mean, we're sitting in a beautiful facility. This facility cost, I think, around $65 million when it was built. So is this the most expensive thing the city owns? What do you think is?
Is it the water? Like the water tanks and how we...
Good guess. Actually, it's wastewater.
Oh.
So water comes from Northern California, so there's a heck of an infrastructure built to bring all that water down to us, and that's owned by the state, and then we get our share of the water. But the most expensive asset that's fully owned by the city is the wastewater treatment plant. And again, not something everybody wants to think about on a daily basis. And if you ever want to come down and visit our wastewater plant, I'd be happy to give you a tour. But I can tell you the people that work there are happy. It's surprising. They're using the latest in technology. They're on the cusp of everything that can be done. The water that is treated there is discharged. It meets drinking water standards, and it leaves that plant looking crystal clean. If anybody in this room kind of considers themselves to be an environmentalist, you think about the environment, and the environment's important to you, the true environmentalists are the folks that work at the wastewater plant. Well, I tell young folks, I say, if you want to truly make a difference to the environment, go to work for somebody that has the ability to pollute. Go to work for somebody that has the ability to foul waterways and make sure that doesn't happen. And that's what our folks do down there. The other thing they've done, because they ended up doing an excellent job, and they kind of got their system dialed in, so they're treating this stuff on a daily basis. And they started saying, how can we keep our rates low? And so one of the things they've done is they've added solar power. So we've got about a half a megawatt of solar panels down there, and they're the panels that articulate and follow the sun. And then they started harnessing the methane gas. Methane gas is a natural byproduct of the decomposition product of waste. They ran that gas through engines, and they're actually generating the rest of the power. So you've got a plant down there that uses about a megawatt of power per day, and it is 100% off the grid, where they're generating all their own power. And that's purely because they wanted to. It looked like something that would be fun. It's nice to do. It saves money. It's the right thing for the environment. But these are the true environmentalists thinking about ways to reduce their greenhouse gases, to come up with ways to save money for local agency. And these folks all live and work locally, and they're really proud of what they do. So all kinds of opportunities within the local public sector. I wanted to leave it a little bit short so you can ask me questions. And so I will get to that now and answer any questions you've got. So, Mr. Chair.
All right. I'll allow you to call on whoever raises their hand for a question.
Good.
You said that this building alone costed $65 million. How much does wastewater actually accumulate to?
So what's the total? The total investment in our wastewater plant over the last, say, 10 or 15 years is around $100 million. Yeah, big numbers. The current monthly bill, because you guys probably don't pay the bill. The gentleman in the back, he probably pays his bill. $25.45 is our current monthly rate for wastewater service for single-family residents, lowest in Ventura County. So the rates are low, service is high.
For those who are interested in eventually working in a job in local government, are there internships or ways for them to get involved now?
Oh, great, excellent question. I was at a seminar a number of years back, and it was all city folks, people that work for public agencies, and one of the questions they asked the group was, how many of you learned about local government through internships? And I bet 70 or 80% raised their hand. And indeed, that's how I first got into public service. I hadn't considered that, and I ended up working for a small county in Northern California. But yeah, we do internships primarily with college students. We do a lot of engineers and others, but some with high school students. And you can go to toaks.org, toaks.org is our website. You can always check the website, see what's out there. And we're very flexible. With high school students, we've also done unpaid interns. And we do job shadowing. We've been in a lot of the career fairs. But yeah, great question. We're happy to have people come spend time with us. Please.
What is the hardest thing to maintain in the city?
Wow, that's a great question. The hardest thing to maintain. Probably the city streets and the storm drain system is the hardest to maintain. And the reason is there's no great funding source for those. So the great thing about water and wastewater is we get to send you a bill every month. And if you don't pay it, then we turn off your water. And so that gives you an incentive, right? And so you can plan for and maintain those things. We're really challenged these days because water rates have been going up, and that's not good. We're not happy about it. Certainly the people that are paying the bills aren't happy about it. But on the streets and storm drain sides, there is the available funding has been going down. And streets, the thing with streets is I use the analogy, it's kind of like the roof on your house. The roof on your house, you put it on there, and it's going to be leak-free for, maybe 20 years. You really don't have to think about it or look at it much. But then after some period of time, you need to maintain it a little bit, because once it starts to crack or once it starts to leak, it can do a lot of damage to the inside of your house. And that's kind of the way streets are. Is they function very well for a long period of time, but then once they start to degrade and you start to get a few cracks, then those cracks tend to multiply, and then they turn into potholes, and then it starts to literally unravel fairly quickly. So you have to stay ahead of that curve, and that's the challenge there. And so if you drive around this community, for example, you see very few streets in bad shape, but go drive through Oxnard and Ventura, and you'll see something entirely different. Those are older cities, and so they've got those challenges greater than we are because their streets are older than ours. But that's kind of part of our future challenge as this city gets older, is maintaining all those.
So what positions have you held in your career, and which one is the one that you liked the most or have the most interest in?
Oh, interesting. So I came out of school as a civil engineer. So that leads you into the engineering field as opposed to some of the other degrees that are more general, and so you have a whole lot of different options. So I started out personally as a design engineer, I did some bridge design work and some pipelines, a lot of roadway work, some wastewater work, and then went into the construction side where you're actually overseeing the construction of the project. So you're out, rather than sitting at the desk doing the design work, you're actually overseeing the construction piece. And then worked my way up doing some surveying and land development, and then kind of towards the management end. I'd say of all of them, probably the construction was the most rewarding, and that's the most hands-on. So I worked for the city of Ventura, for example, and have you all been to the Ventura Pier? So that was one of the jobs. The pier used to be owned by the state of California, and when it was first rebuilt, that was they gave it to the city of Ventura, and we got to go out and build it. And so as an engineer, you go, wow, that's neat, I get to go build a pier. And you drive the piles and build it out, and drive the piles and build it out. And those jobs are really rewarding because you don't have to go through the design and the permitting and the environmental. It's all kind of ready to go when you're in construction, so you can see it. And when it's all done, you're pretty proud of it, and you can point to it, and you say, hey, and then it fell down, and I got to do it again. So there you go. So yeah, the construction end was very rewarding. So, well, thank you.
Is there any other questions for Mr. Watkins? No? I had one last question, actually.
Sure.
So if you're just interested in government in general, or maybe just local government in particular, is there any degrees that you would recommend, any majors that you would recommend for that type of a field?
There's a wide variety of degrees. If you think about that slide that I showed with all the different careers that are out there, we've got people that do planning. We've got people that do traffic. We've got chemists that work in both the water and wastewater sides. We've got people that are kind of a general from a business perspective, accountants, auditors. And so really you need to find what's of interest to you, where your particular skills are, the things that you really want to pursue that you find passion in, and pursue those, and you'll be able to find something within the public sector that's going to make those happen. I mean, certainly police, fire, and then if you include parks and rec and schools, anything you can probably come up with, you can turn into a public sector career. Another question at the end.
I have a couple questions.
Is she allowed to have two? I just want to make sure the chair is okay with this.
Yes, that's fine.
I'm just declaring it just in case. Approximately, do you know how many miles our city does cover?
Square miles, about 50.
Okay. That's nice.
Well, you're like digging deep into the data here. Okay.
Well, and also, oftentimes when shopping centers want to come into the area and you have to work with different contractors and businesses, what characteristics do you find are necessary in order to accomplish the job and work with others in an efficient manner?
Well, so somebody that wants to come build in our city. So that's a really good one. What we're hoping for, of course, now as a city, you set the standards. So we've got a general plan. You've heard of the general plan. You've probably heard of zoning. The city can set the standards and the parameters by which somebody comes in. But what's difficult is you can't say, we'll allow this store but not that store. So you can't say, for example, we'll have Target but we don't want Walmart, or we'll have Walmart but we don't want Target. You can set the general parameters that are there. And so, but you do try to outline fairly clearly what the community values are, and that's something we try to determine. What does this community want? What type of attributes are they looking for? What type of businesses would they want? And you can try to encourage those and try to court some of those types of things. But as a staff member, we try very hard to be very neutral, to give an unbiased, objective analysis of what the impacts of somebody coming in would be, how to mitigate those impacts, and then the city council then weighs all those and looks at and they weigh the community values, and they ultimately give the approval or disapproval to whoever's coming into town.
Thank you.
That's a great question. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? No.
All right. Well, Mr. Watkins, thank you so much for coming out. I know that it was very informative, and we all learned a lot. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Watkins, and thank you, Commissioner Brugnardello, for that. That was very informative. Next, item 6, school and liaison reports. Can Commissioner Rose please introduce this portion of the meeting? Vice Chair Rose.
Thank you, Chair Colette. The Youth Commission invites representatives from each of our local high schools. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. In addition to being an advisory body to the City Council, the Youth Commission also appoints commissioners to act as liaisons from the Teen Center. So one of those, our advisor is actually one of our own, Commissioner Teodorescu. So Commissioner Teodorescu, could you please talk to us about the Teen Center?
Okay, so a recap on past Teen Center events. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. was the Teen Center E-Waste Day. It was our most successful E-Waste Day to date. 700 people showed up, and we collected 6 bins of PCs, enough to use for our You Build It, You Keep It computer class. Saturday, September 10th from 8:30 to 3:30 p.m. was Day of the Horse. It was our second year of sending teen volunteers to staff this community-wide event at Corral 37, and the teen volunteers did an amazing job. Saturday, September 17th from 7 to 10 p.m. was our 7th and 8th grade back-to-school dance. Over 900 teens attended. It was a great dance with outdoor inflatables, including laser tag, rock climbing, Italian ice, DJ Slick, laser lights, text live, and more. Saturday, September 24th from 7 to 11 p.m. was our high school Skyline Saturday concert. It featured 4 local high school-age bands. The show was so fun and over 200 teens attended. Also, 7th and 8th grade leagues are underway. All 5 public middle schools, plus Lorena, are participating. We have a total of 25 teams. Monday and Wednesday are girls volleyball, and Thursday is boys basketball. The Teen Center staff has been involved in the community drug forums with CVUSD and the police department. On Tuesday, September 27th, the 3rd forum was offered at Newbury Park High School. Over 200 people attended to learn more about the dangers of heroin and prescription drugs in our community. This has been a very worthwhile project. Now for upcoming activities. 2 major fundraisers for the Teen Center are offered in October, and we're promoting them now. The first program is Reign of Terror Haunted House at the Jan's Marketplace. It opens this Friday, October 7th, and runs weekends through the rest of the month. This is a Universal Studios quality haunted house experience. It's very sophisticated and not recommended for small children, so make sure you check it out. Regular admission is $13, and the Teen Center is currently handing out $2 off coupons. The second fundraiser is the 2nd annual Mud Run at Dos Vientos Park on Sunday, October 30th at 10 a.m. Go to the Teen Center website and check out the video from last year. Also, teens can register at the Teen Center for the $35 rate. This is an amazing program, and people can register as individuals or a team of 4. There's a 5K and a 10K. There's also a Mud Run webpage, and it's gomudrun.com. That's all for the Teen Center.
Thank you for the very informative report, Commissioner Teodorescu. Next, we'll have item 6B, and that will be Commissioner Stein. Will you please introduce the next item?
The Youth Commission invites representatives from each of our local high schools and intermediate or middle schools to present information about school activities for the purpose of generating a feeling of community spirit. First up, we have Katie Owens from Newbury Park High School.
From Newbury Park High School. And just an update, Newbury Park is trying to get a Wi-Fi network available for students who want to do research on campus, while also blocking those unfriendly websites. Last Friday, we held Club Rush, where students walk around in the club, eat great food, and just get to learn more about clubs that they might be interested in. It's a wonderful way to get involved. And NPHS is implementing a new orchestra. Despite the unsuccessful ones in the past, this one definitely has new hope and will go far. And this Friday, October 7th at 7 p.m., we have Dancing with the Star Panthers, where star athletes and teachers pair up with our amazing dance team members and perform a completely original dance. It will be one thrilling night. For more information, go to nphsdance.org. And the dancing continues with the musical Anything Goes. This upbeat play features tap dancing, singing, and our amazing Panthers. Show dates are November 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th. Just to recap, Newbury Park had Penny Wars to help the tornado-devastated town of Hackleburg, a town where the high school has less than 300 students, yet they too are the Black and Gold Panthers. So in spare change, we raised money to help them get back up on their feet again. And recently, our women's golf team won a well-fought match against Moore Park. Our boys' water polo team continues to practice and be a threatening rival for all you other schools out there. And to our girls' tennis team, keep it up. You're doing great. Congratulations, cross country. We moved from the Division II to the Division I tier. And great job to girls volleyball. All 3 teams came away with a victory against Calabasas. And the selection process for the MPHS ambassador to the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Program is now open. Newbury Park will select 1 sophomore representative and 1 alternate for this leadership training program that will take place at California Lutheran University in June of 2012. This is an excellent opportunity to learn leadership skills, to gain service learning and motivational building experiences, and to meet other student leaders from around Central California. Also, TEDx Youth at Caneo. Be a part of this amazing program Anyone is welcome. Speakers, performers, volunteers, all come to make a positive change in our 21st century. Auditions for speaking and performing will be held in September. Well, that's already passed. Never mind. The first TEDx Youth Caneo meeting will be November 20th in the Westlake Carpenter Theater. And to our local high school, there'll be some not-so-local visitors of colleges coming during October. Some of them will be NYU, George Washington, and the University of Notre Dame. And last, but not least, and certainly most exciting, is the 007 James Bond Homecoming, November 5th. It will be a night of stunning adventure and a great way to be welcomed back to the school year. Thank you, and have a great night.
Thank you for your report, Caitlin. Can we next have Kayla Larson and Jillian Howe from Los Cerritos Middle School?
Hi, I'm Jillian Howe.
And I'm Kayla Larson
from Los Cerritos Middle School. Yesterday was the first turn-in day for the magazine drive. Great job to all the students who sold the magic number, which was 7. This Friday, October 7th, we have a high school colors Cody Day. Make sure to support the high school you'll be going to and wear those colors on Friday. The 6th graders will be participating in Sportorama on October 21st. Good luck to all 5 teams. Reflections, entries, and forms are due October 14th.
Trimester 1 progress reports will be walked home on Friday, October 14th, and grades end on Friday, October 7th. The surf competition is on October 29th. Go Leopard Sharks! On October 28th, we will be hosting an all-grade Halloween dance. We will be having a haunted house. Hope to see you there. And Red Ribbon Week will be on October 24th through the 28th. Make sure to stay drug-free and wear red. And our 3 leadership groups went on a retreat from September 23rd to 25th, and we learned many new leadership skills. Thank you, and have a happy Halloween.
Thank you for the report. Can we next have Mackenzie Kellum and Jordan Benedict from Sycamore Canyon?
Hi. We have gotten off to a great year. I'm Jordan Benedict.
And I'm Mackenzie Callum.
And at Sycamore, we're starting off with our next dance that's coming up. It's going to be Hollywood theme, and we're having a new DJ, and we're having Shave It, Jamba Juice, and we're also having a featured Lamborghini come to our school to take pictures. That is optional for the guests coming. And we're also having a Renaissance rally to support the people at our school who have gotten good grades so far this year and have been working hard. It's for Gold Renaissance, Silver Renaissance, and Bronze Renaissance. It's where we celebrate their achievements. And we're also having a lock-in coming up at the Teen Center next Friday. It's where all of ASB goes, and it's like a leadership night to learn lessons on leadership, and we have games and just get to know each other and bond as an ASB class. Also, outside of ASB, we have a debate team, and we're starting math counts, and we're just getting along with our academic activities.
And then also we finished the Spirit Night cheer, and we're practicing. We're getting it practiced and ready to teach it at the lock-in to all of ASB. And this Friday we're having our second Cody Day of Pajama Day. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Can we next have Gabby Olivas from Thousand Oaks High School, please?
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabby Olivas, and I'm currently a sophomore in Thousand Oaks High School. I participate in Thousand Oaks High School's ASB program, and most recently, we've been gearing up toward homecoming. This year, the theme is Alice in Lancerland, based off of the Disney classic Alice in Wonderland, and it's October 15th. For homecoming week, we have planned a rally for next week with skits to showcase school clubs and get the student body ready for the homecoming game against Agora High School later that night. We started selling tickets this past week for homecoming, and they're being sold through October 9th for $25 with a SAT card and $35 without. Next week, they'll be on sale for $35 with a SAT card and $45 without one. Tickets will be sold in the student store and online. No tickets will be sold on Friday, October 14th, but they can be purchased at the door for a price of $50. Thousand Oaks High School is working very hard to make this homecoming as successful and enjoyable as last year. And that's all I have for now, but thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Can we now have Aaron O'Brien from Redwood Middle School?
Hello, my name is Aaron O'Brien. I'm from Redwood Middle School, and I'm in 7th grade. This coming Friday on the 14th, we have our class of the year, and our Cody will be the Denim Day. Also, this Friday on October 7th, we have our lunchtime activity. It will be Name That Tune, and we will also be giving away cash prizes to the winners. Today, October 5th, was our turn-in for our magazine and cookie dough drive. This is a huge fundraiser for our school, which really supports a lot of our ASB activities and other activities. Our Halloween carnival will be on October 28th. This is the very first year we're having a haunted house. And we're also having our Renaissance rally, which we've also never had before. This is the first time we've ever had it, and we've also heard from other schools that this has been very, very successful, so we're hoping ours will be the same. So that's all I have. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Can we next have Ulysses Sklavenitis from Kalina Middle School?
Good evening. My name is Ulysses Sklavenitis, and I'm an 8th grader at Kalina Middle School. Tomorrow, October 6th, we will have a meeting at 7:30 p.m. in the auditorium to discuss the wonderful Washington, D.C. trip for all 8th graders. Any parents interested in sending their students should plan on attending. Also, tomorrow we have an anti-bullying assembly for 7th and 8th graders tomorrow. For anyone who missed picture day, makeups will be done this Friday. Do not miss your chance to be in the yearbook. Tuesday, October 11th is a minimum day. Dismissal is at 11:55 a.m. or 1:05 p.m. This year, the theme for Reflections is diversity, and all projects are due by the 13th. Friday, October 14th, we will have a great band concert. Wednesday, October 19th, from 4 p.m. until closing, there will be a Habit fundraiser at the TL location. Lastly, Friday, October 28th, will be our Halloween carnival from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. No, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sorry. Please note that every Monday, the Shave It truck comes to Kalina after school. If your student attends Kalina, please encourage them to buy some Shave It, as a percentage of the earnings go to our school. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Can we now have Chris Pumford from Lorena High School, please?
Hello, my name is Chris Pumford, and I'm a senior at Lorena High School. We had an amazing back-to-school dance during September, and we'd also like to thank everybody who came to the senior car wash. This week is Friendship Week, and we had an amazing rally today. Good job, girls. Tomorrow is Tropical Thursday, and we're selling Jamba Juice on the North Lawn. Friday is Lorena High Day, so get pumped. This Saturday, the 8th, we'll be having a mock SAT at 9 o'clock in the cafeteria. Anybody is welcome to join. Friday, the 14th, is Crespi Homecoming, so go ahead and go, girls. It'll be really cool. And everybody else is welcome to come, too. Crespi's a really good team. Saturday, the 15th, Junior High Volleyball Tournament will be in the gym. And Saturday, the 22nd, we'll have our mother-daughter picnic. Monday the 24th is Red Ribbon Day, and that starts all of Red Ribbon Week. So like the other girls said, no drugs, be good. Then Saturday the 29th and Sunday the 30th, Regent Performers will be putting on Cinderella. And November 5th, the Parent Guild will be hosting our auction. So thank you.
Thank you for coming. Last but certainly not least, can we have Aranza Sanchez Cruz from Westlake High School?
Good evening. I'm Aranza Sanchez Cruz, and I'm the current junior class president at Westlake High School. So last month we had our Welcome Back rally, which was really successful, and it was superhero themed. The seniors were Batman, junior was Spider-Man, sophomores were Superman, and freshmen were the Hulk. And last Friday we also had another really successful fundraiser for the junior class, and we're so excited to get everything started off in a good direction. Tomorrow we have our game against Elks Christian, and we're going to have a tailgate before. and it'll be a blackout tailgate. And our Tribe Club is especially enthusiastic because we bought little white towels with our logo printed on them. We're going to be waving them around, and it'll be really fun. And we also have a lunch rally that same day at school, so we can promote the game, and hopefully we'll do well. And next week, we have on Monday our homecoming rally, which is TV network themed. The seniors are Nickelodeon, juniors are Cartoon Network, sophomores are MTV, and the freshmen are Disney. And each day of the week, each class will hold their own lunch rally, and just to get their class pumped up for their homecoming dance. And Friday, October 14th is a homecoming game, and we will announce the homecoming king and queen during our halftime show. And Saturday, October 15th is a homecoming dance. And also the Saturday, October 15th is the PSAT, and the cross country is going to have a meet that day, and the marching band is going to have a competition. And this month, October 21st, we're going to have Club Rush, where all the students can come and sign up for the over 60 clubs that we have at our school. And October 21st is also a senior Jamba Juice fundraiser, which will hopefully be successful as well. October 26th is the Kindness Bruncheon, recognizing all students that were especially kind during the first few months of school. And this month, the history department is selecting their Teacher of the Month, and we're going to hand out little ghost lollipops to all the teachers for October to thank them for their hard work. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for all the ASG and ASB representatives to come out and tell us what's up with your schools, and it helps us help you in what we can do in the future. So back to Chair Colhett.
Actually, back to Vice Chair Rose.
Thank you one more time to all of the representatives that came out to talk to us tonight. If you are sitting at home and thinking that you want to do the exact same thing that these wonderful students just did, it's not too late. You guys can come back on our next televised meeting and give your little spiel as well. Now back to Chair Colhett.
All right, now back to me. All right, so now we're moving on to item 7, which is project overview and discussion. We will have each of the commissioners, which is either chairing or co-chairing each of these events, discuss what the Youth Commission is doing through each of these programs or events. So the first one, letter A, is the Youth Leadership Summit and Implementation Plan. And then to talk about that, we will have Commissioner Ramirez-Davis.
Thank you, Chair Colhett. Okay, so our Youth Implementation Kickoff this year is October 26th. And this is where we take the information gained at the Youth Summit, which I'll talk a little bit about later, and we create subcommittees that will serve to take action on the issues youth feel are most prevalent in the city. After last Youth Summit, we had subcommittees for bullying, stress, recreation, and a resource center, which also makes our youth volunteer newsletter. This is not a Youth Commission exclusive subcommittee, and while commissioners head the committees, we want the rest of the committee members to be local teens, because the more ideas we have, the more successful we become. Last year, the Bullying Committee started an anti-bullying club at some of the local schools. The Recreation Committee helped put on the Thousand Oaks Teen Video Festival. The Stress Committee started an annual dodgeball tournament in conjunction with the Recreation Committee. And the Resource Committee started putting together the database for teen resources for anything from volunteering to counseling, which will be available and hopefully by the start of the upcoming year. And also puts our teen newsletter out. So Youth Summit. This year, our Youth Summit will be held on February 25th. Applications will be sent out with the youth commissioners on October the 19th to be given to their local schools that they're liaisons for. And applications are due by the 18th of January. This is designed to bring prominent leaders of our community together with our local 8th through 12th graders to see what we are doing well as a community and for our youth to voice their concerns. This day includes a light breakfast and lunch, and there are icebreakers and a keynote speaker. There is also a roundtable where each group will talk to some of the leaders and talk about issues, and the leaders will give them advice for those issues or talk about how they should go about changing those issues. And that is our Youth Summit.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next, we'll have the Therapeutic Dance led by Commissioner Boyajian.
Hi,
I'm Commissioner Boyajian, and I'm the chair of the Therapeutic Dance this year. The Therapeutic Dance is an annual event put on by the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission. We invite all individuals aged 13 and up with disabilities to come and enjoy dance, decorations, photo booth, dinner, and a tons of fun. The Therapeutic Dance, this year it will be held on March 31st. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, the volunteer newsletter led by Commissioner Jed McGuigan.
Hi, I'm Commissioner Jed McGuigan, and I'm organizing and chairing the Youth Commission Volunteer Newsletter this year. The Volunteer Newsletter is a program that will be available on all school websites and at the school's college and career centers, and also at the Thousand Oaks Teen Center. We will be printing off 3 different newsletters this year, the first being released at the end of October. The newsletter will contain brief descriptions on various organizations that are in need of assistance for their events. The due date to submit your articles to us is October 13th, and you can email these to us at youthcommission@toaks.org or call us at 805-449-2743. Thank you, and back to Chair Colehap.
Thank you. Next, the Resource Center, discussed by Commissioner Sklavenitis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the chair of the Resource Center, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is. The first step is to present a finalized report to City Council and get it approved at the January 26th meeting. And when that happens, hopefully there's going to be a desk at the Oaks Mall that we hope to open in June and operate from Monday through Saturday that will provide children, teens, adults, and seniors information about the many resources in our community, whether it be for counseling purposes, recreational activities, health services, or special events and projects. This resource center is based off a database that we are currently in the process of working on so City Council can approve it. We will provide contact information for services, calendars, volunteer opportunities, and anything else you can think of. When one comes to us at the center, they can tell us what they would like, and we print the info so they can have a better understanding of what is available in the community. The volunteers who will dedicate their time to this project will be professionally trained so they know how to deal with every situation that comes their way. This is a tremendous project, and we could not do it without the many organizations and citizens that have volunteered their time to help. A big thank you to them.
Thank you. Next, the Teen Video Festival, led by Commissioner Leone.
Hi, I'm Commissioner Leone, and I'm the co-chair of this year's Thousand Oaks Teen Video Festival. The Thousand Oaks Teen Video Festival is an event that provides teens of the area to submit video entries of various categories for the opportunity to win cash scholarships. This event takes place in June on the 14th and 28th, and they host an awards show night at the Civic Arts Plaza showing the videos of the nominees and finalists. And it's a really great event, and it's a lot of fun and a good way for the teen directors, actors, and writers to express to the public what they love to do.
Thank you. Next, the Youth Recognition Awards, led by Commissioner Lee.
Thank you, Commissioner Colehap. Sorry. I am Jacqueline Lee, and I am currently the chair of this event this year. So the Youth Recognition Awards is a ceremony meant to honor teens who contribute their time, talent, and creativity to the community. Several award programs exist to honor teens for sports, academics, and overall achievement. However, they are rarely honored for community service. Schools and community organizations nominate teens for this award. The Youth Commission interviews the nominees and chooses award recipients. The nomination forms are due March 1st, and we will be distributing forms to schools and communities schools and community organizations throughout the city of Thousand Oaks.
Thank you. Next, a brand new event led by Commissioner Brignardello. Can you please tell us about Career Day?
Okay, so the Career Day, or the Night of Networking, will take place on Monday, January 23rd. And basically, this event has been designed to provide the youth with an opportunity to gain insight from influential companies in various industries, and in regards to topics like the job search process and how to network with people in the business world. And as a participant, students would be able to attend the presentation that will be put on by the various companies, then decide which of those representatives they want to engage with in a networking hour, and then get the chance to directly ask those representatives questions about their respective company or industry. So it's a new event. It's going to be held in the Calvi Theater lobby at the Civic Arts Plaza, and it will be a great opportunity for teens to learn about internships in the area and just about the general job search process and how to network better with people in the business world.
Thank you. Next, public information, led by Commissioner Ramirez-Davis.
Thank you. My main goal as our public information officer is to be sure that community knows what we are doing, when we are doing it, and how they can be involved. To keep up with what we're doing, I ask you to please like us on Facebook. If you just kind of search in your Facebook window, Thousand Oaks Youth Commission, we should be there, and just click that like button and tell all your friends to do the same thing. I'll be updating it weekly to bi-weekly with all Youth Commission news. You can also feel free to email us at youthcommission@toaks.org, and our number to call is 805-449-2743. Thank you.
Thank you. That's very important. The Youth Commission is trying to project our leadership presence out in the community this year. So next, we'll have guest speakers, led again by Commissioner Brignadello.
Okay, so the guest speakers is basically an opportunity for important people in our community who will come in and talk about a topic that's relevant to youth in our area. Last year we had the district attorney's assistant come in and talk about cyberbullying and sexting. We've also had a representative from the Boys and Girls Club, the Boy and Girls Scouts of America, Casa Pacifica, the Living Resource Center, and we did a college counseling panel at the end of the year. So this year I have a lot of great plans for the speakers who will be coming in. Next month will be the library, and in months to follow we'll have various other people from nonprofits or other relevant to teen speakers.
Thank you, Commissioner. Finally, we'll have item number 8, Commissioner comments, led by Commissioner Sklavenides.
This is the portion of our meeting where us commissioners can talk about or make some comments about anything that we would like to say in addition to our meeting. And are there any commissioner comments? Commissioner Brignadello.
I just wanted to wish the junior high Lorena volleyball team good luck on their first game tomorrow. So.
Any?
I just wanted to bring awareness to the fact that the ex-CEO of Apple, Steve Jobs, passed away today. So everybody keep him in your hearts. He made a lot of contributions to our society and to people and teens in general. So just make sure that you're thinking about him. He was a great person.
Yes, Commissioner Kohlhoff.
So I'd like to just briefly, for our viewers that do not know what the Youth Commission is, we are a body of teens that advises the City Council on youth-related issues, and we also additionally take on projects and events that help fulfill the issues that we've identified in the community. So if you want any more information about us, you can go to our Facebook page, which Commissioner Ramirez-Davis will be updating, and also you can go to www.toaks.org/youth. So I just wanted to discuss that. And also our implementation meeting is November 9th, and it's at 6 p.m. in the Oak Room. So it's our first implementation.
October 26th.
My apologies. It's October 26th. I'm sorry about that. I made a slight error right there. So October 26th at 6 p.m. in the Oak Room. Back to Commissioner Sklavenides.
Any other commissioner comments? Yes, Leonie.
I just wanted to say congratulations to our newly appointed chair and vice chair, and that I think they did a really good job on their first meetings.
Any other commissioner comments? Okay, back to you, Commissioner Kohlhoff.
Thank you. We will now adjourn the October 5th meeting of the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission until our next meeting, which is on October 19th, and the meeting is adjourned at 7:25 p.m.